Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sharday, and if you are new here, I create content on all things glow up that includes the mental, the physical, and the spiritual, and I also dibble and dabble in a little nursing content. So today we are going to be talking about me completing my first semester of the nursing program. Block 1 complete. Cue the sound for the cheering people, yay. Okay, so today I wanted to go over what I learned from nursing school, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the hardest part of nursing school was juggling my time. Juggling everything, juggling the time that I needed to study, juggling the time that I needed to work out, juggling the time that I needed to work, scheduling with patients, making sure I chart with my job, and just making sure that I'm hitting all the deadlines that I need to complete with school. So that was pretty tough. It was just the demands of everything, you know, like everything is pretty much a priority. Like I had to prioritize myself, I had to prioritize nursing, I had to prioritize my relationships, I had to prioritize work. I mean, I think I said that already, but yes. It was just pretty much just juggling everything. That was probably the hardest part for me. The main thing that I took from nursing school was that you have to be determined and disciplined like never before. It just kind of brings it out of you, just the organization that you need to have, the determination to do the schoolwork when you don't feel like doing it, because you will have a lot of days like that. I probably had days, I probably was studying or doing schoolwork or in school or whatever school related. I probably was doing that probably 42 hours a week, and that wasn't including you know, work, grocery shopping, things like that. So yes, they tell you that nursing school is a full-time job with mandatory overtime, and they were not lying. Another thing that I learned was that you really have to take one day at a time, and I do feel like I can apply that to my day-to-day. Just taking it one day at a time, and the reason being is that it is so easy to look at the finish line and feel like it is so far away, feel like there's so much to do in the meantime. You're questioning how you're ever going to get finished with this stuff. You're questioning how you're ever going to be not only smart enough to do it, how you're going to be have the time to do it, how you're going to juggle everything and get good grades on everything on top of home stuff, on top of work. So yes, like I would say that the main thing is taking it one day at a time, one assignment at a time. If you have you know, and they give you a very accurate syllabus in nursing school, and honestly it's up to you to write out everything ahead of time. So when I first got my syllabus, I looked at each date. I put the dates in my Canvas calendar, which is the software that we use for school. I put that in the Canvas calendar. I put it in my planner. So I put it in I have a monthly, weekly planner. I put it in the monthly where I can see the whole picture, and then I put it in my weekly planner. And then I also have a whiteboard with a calendar that I put it on there, so I always at all times knew what assignments were due, when they were due, how much of it was due, and just kind of the preparation for that. The main reason why you need to take things one day at a time, regardless of if you're in school, nursing school, life, whatever, is that it can cause a lot of anxiety. When you're thinking of the unknown, when you're thinking of the future and how you're going to get there and how you're going to do this, just stay focused, give every day your best, and take it one day at a time, you guys. It is so easy to become overwhelmed. It's so easy to feel like you can't do it. It's so easy to feel like it's just too much. Just take it one day at a time. One thing that was so hard for me to do was choosing schoolwork over everything else. Like I chose schoolwork over alone time with my boyfriend. I chose schoolwork over visiting with my mom. I chose schoolwork over going out with friends. I chose schoolwork over relaxing when I'm tired. I chose schoolwork over going to sleep at a decent hour some nights because I just had to get the homework done, or I just, you know, was pressed on time, and I knew that if I didn't push through for the day, that I was gonna feel the effects of it for the following day. So I knew that I just had to keep pushing through. And I think that that was one of the hardest things that I had to do for me. And that's why I tell you guys so much about comparison and making sure that, you know, be mindful of your social media, be mindful of the people that are around you, because when you're in nursing school and you see on social media that everyone is traveling, everyone is out to brunch, everyone's having a few drinks, they're by the pool kicking it up, relaxing, doing whatever, sometimes that can, when you're in that hardship, when you're so overwhelmed, when you're doing all this work and all this stuff to do, you can become just weary. You can become weary, and you just have to push through those feelings. You have to turn off whatever you have to turn off. If you have to leave your phone in the other room, if you have to get you a little cup of coffee, say a little prayer, get you some water, drink a smoothie, whatever you need to do, you have to keep pushing. You have to do a little bit at a time. You have to do a little bit every day, and eventually you will get to the finish line. And that just kind of goes into my next point. My next point is that I am such a, let me see if I can pick this up. That might be a little better. So I am such a clean freak in a way. So it was really hard for me to give over control and just let the house be until I could get to it. That was really hard. I really only had like one day to clean. I really only had like a half of a day or a couple of hours to help cut up some vegetables. Some days I forgot to drink water, which is terrible, but I did get better as the semester progressed. Really, nursing school is really all about finding your groove, and I think that we can apply that to anything. I think once we start something, I do believe that we look up a lot of videos and we ask a lot of nurses a lot of questions, and we ask fellow friends who maybe have gone through nursing school as well, like what to expect, what is this, what is that, what is that. And I think that a lot of times we take on other people's experiences as our own, because some people felt like they couldn't work because other people told them, oh my god, like you cannot work during nursing school, so they didn't work during nursing school. And that may have been good for them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's impossible. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do it. It doesn't necessarily mean that even the people that decided not to work, that they weren't capable of doing it. Sometimes it's a matter of pushing yourself. And I was, like I said, nursing school taught me a lot of determination. I didn't know how much determination that I had in me until I was put in that situation. And that involved sacrifices. Another thing is that you have to be present with your time. And when I say be present with your time, I mean study time is study time. You know, during your break, okay, cool, that's social media time, that's social media time. Then it's house time, take care of your home time. Then it's relationships time. You have to be present. Not only because it's good being present, but also because you are using your time wisely. You are using your time effectively. You can add to certain aspects of your life with quality, okay? Everything isn't necessarily about quantity, but quality studying is important. Quality time with your man or your woman is important. Quality time with your loved ones is important. Quality time taking care of your home. Quality time in the gym, being present in the gym. Go hard, because you don't know if you may not make it to the gym tomorrow because you may have an exam and you may have a lot of pressing assignments, you know what I'm saying? So go hard and do things with excellence in everything that you do, so that way when you look back on it, you've sustained, with the help of the Lord, of course, you've sustained things with quality and excellence. Sorry, it's getting a little dark out here. All right, you guys, I am so sorry for the change of scenery and the cutoff, but the sun was going down, so we're back. We're going to get through this video, okay? What I was going to say was, You have to keep going even when you don't feel like it. That is key. That is essential. You have to have that in you, because honestly, you won't feel like it 90% of the time. For me personally, like I said, don't take every advice and every experience with a grain of salt. With my experience, 90% of the time I was tired. Who wants to study for 6 hours a day? Who? Tell me. Like, but I had to just do it anyway. And you know, just getting to this point, you feel so accomplished. Even though I've completed one semester, I feel so accomplished. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I feel like I worked really hard to go to the next level. Another thing that I want to tell you guys is to be happy and be proud of your accomplishments, okay? As hard as you work in nursing school, sometimes the outcomes on your exams, the assignments, whatever the case may be, sometimes it's not what you're expecting, and it can be discouraging. So if you're the person that's studying 6 hours a day, you're in school, I don't know, 18 hours a week, and you know, you're putting your all into this, okay? Your anxiety's up, you're tired, your family isn't spending any time with you, they're feeling the effects of it, like just everything. And let's say that you get a B and you were expecting an A because of all that hard work you've been putting in. One thing that I've learned is that you have to be happy and proud for doing your best. You have to be happy and proud for doing your best, okay? If it's not what you were expecting, say, damn, it's not what I was expecting. Okay, sulk for 5 minutes and move on to the next thing, because there are plenty of exams to do better on. There are plenty of opportunities to do better on, and you have to just get to work. It's done, it's in the past. Let's go, let's move on. We're still in it, we're still in the game. Let's go, let's do this. That's the attitude that you have to not be discouraged, to not be down and out, because it can happen. You're giving it your all, okay? You're giving it your all, and sometimes you don't get the outcome or the result or grade that you were expecting, but you have to be proud of yourself, okay? You have to be proud of yourself, give yourself acknowledgement, and move on. Okay, guys, we are almost done. I did want to say that don't be afraid to ask questions, okay? Don't be afraid to ask questions. I am a question asker. I was the first one to ask a lot of questions, and I didn't mind being a question asker. You want to know why? Because I waited 2 years to be in this program, okay, for one. I waited 2 years to be in this program. For two, I am a student nurse, so that means that I am going to be a real nurse out in the field one day, and I'm going to have these lives and be responsible for these people's plans of care, for these people's safety, for the effectiveness of care. I need to know how these medications interact. I need to know what to question. I need to know who, what, why, and when, okay? And if I'm afraid to ask those questions with this amount of responsibility, it's alarming. So if there's something that you don't understand, ask questions. And if you're shy, you don't have to be a person to ask a question in the classroom. You can make your those appointments with the teachers, what are they called? Office hours. Schedule some office hours and do what you have to do. Honestly, do what you have to do to succeed. Because if you're worried about what this person and that person is thinking about you asking a question, then you just have to get over that, okay? Ask questions if you have questions, and focus on being a better you. Focus on being a good nurse. I am stronger and more proficient than I thought I was. I have pushed my mind, my body, my spirit, my grit, my everything, not to the max, of course not, but I have pushed it farther than I thought that I had limiting beliefs on what I could do. And I am so grateful to God that He has revealed this to me and that I had to go through it to see it, because I honestly feel like if I can get through such a tough situation and program as such, and still hold my head held high, and still be optimistic and positive and have all these side things going on, you can too. You have to push yourself. You're not going to know your true potential until You do, okay? So that's one thing that is awesome that comes out of nursing school, is your mind expanding, the pride that you have in your practice, and just that feeling of accomplishment for sure. So yeah, you guys, sorry about the lighting, but you know, I'm gonna get these videos out to you, rain, hail, sleet, or snow. So I just wanted to let you guys know these are some of the main things that I've learned about nursing school, what it did to me, what it did to my perspective of life, what it did to my perspective of my dreams. I just want to tell you guys to do everything with excellence, and you will be blessed for it. And I want to say that I am Sharday, the Nurse Bae, and I am complete with my first semester of nursing school. You guys be blessed. I will see you in my next video, and take care.